all the way back, just nice and comfortable. And as you start to get your body settled into the ground, take a couple of breaths to imagine that you're kind of wiping your slate clean. It's like no matter how the day has been, no matter how the year has been, no matter how the decade has been, at least at this moment, every breath is wiping it clean. So that refreshing breath, flow in and out. Good. So with that deep, refreshing breath flowing through our system, we're going to take a moment to connect with our intention for today, the intention of hope. So what I'd like us to do for a moment is scan through your body and imagine trying to locate kind of the home of hope for your body. So that might be kind of a big order if you're not used to looking for that, but perhaps something that might be useful is imagine a time in the last year when either you felt like you had no hope and then something changed and suddenly you're flooded with hope. Where in your body did you feel that? Or maybe the opposite. You felt like you were hopeful and something happened that took your hope away. Where did it feel like there was a void, a black hole? And if in the scanning through your body, you find where you feel like you might hold hope in your system, place a hand on that area. It's okay if you're still scanning, still trying to locate it. If you find that spot where you feel like hope resides for you, send a couple of extra deep breaths to that area, whatever it is. Take 3 more huge breaths in and out, imagining you're inviting light into that area of hope. Whenever that 3rd breath completes, let's start to take the knees into the chest and add just gentle little movements to the body, rocking the knees around. If that feels good, start to tilt the knees all the way over to the left. A nice simple twist. Feel the arms starting to stretch open, giving a ton of space in the heart area. And feel how the abdominal area is kind of being contorted a little bit. It's being wound up. So as you take good deep breaths in and out, imagine you're helping to massage that area as well. Take another beautiful breath in and out. Let the knees lift up, tilt them over to the second side, and start to let the muscles adjust to this path. Send some good deep breaths. Feel not only the heart space trying to spread as open as possible, but feel that gentle massage, breathing into the belly area. One more huge inhale. Exhale. Lifting the knees back up. Let the feet plant close to the glutes, hands slide in right by the hips. We'll take a bridge pose. When you lift the hips up, try to stay lifted, squeeze in your knees together just a little bit. And if you can clasp hands under your back, go for it. So this huge lift of the heart space all the way up. And take one more good inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Start to roll the spine back down. Once the hips are on the earth, take half happy baby, right hand grabbing the outside of right foot. Pull that right knee open, trying to get the knee closer and closer to the ground. Feel free to add rocking movements if that feels nice. And encourage that right hip to be more relaxed, more open. Start to swivel this right foot into the heart. We're shifting to more of a cradling position. So perhaps one hand to foot, one hand to knee. Or maybe you can wrap just a little bit deeper. Feel free to rock the baby cradle out, maybe even more wildly than we were a moment ago with the rocking. Good. Return back to stillness in the center. We're still holding onto this cradle. And then left leg starts to extend up to the sky. Feel yourself try to muscularly straighten the leg out. Then we're going to move nice and slow with the breath. A very slow inhale. This left leg lowers down to hover right above the ground. With just as slow of an exhale, the leg tries to lift all the way back up above us. Good. Let's take 4 more breath cycles like that. 3. 2. And 1. And then releasing this right ankle to that left thigh. See if you can continue to clasp hands around the left leg. It might be lower down to the thigh. It might be a bit higher up, closer to calf or ankle. But just see if you can grab onto that. That sets up both the right hip still in that hip opener, but also this left hamstring. Breathe a couple of good rounds through this spot. Good. Then as hands release, keep the right ankle up, left knee bends. We're planting left foot to the ground. Once we're there, both knees pull all the way over to the right. That takes the left leg into internal rotation. So send a couple of breaths to that spot. And then lift the knees back up through the center and tilt them over to the left. That takes us into outer hip or even IT band for the right leg. Let's do another inhale. Exhale. Lift the legs back up. Send the right leg up to the sky. Give it a brief hamstring stretch. Feel how that contrasts that stretch that we were just getting in the hip. Another good inhale. The exhale. Bend the knee, plant the foot. We'll take another bridge pose. Lift the hips up as high as possible. Maybe hands clasp underneath. Heart rising high. Inner thigh squeezing lightly. Another good inhale. Exhale, hands release. Roll hips back down. Left leg to half happy baby. Grab the foot, swing the feet wide. Rocking is fine if that feels good. Start to take it to deeper cradle, foot coming into our heart. Start to wrap hands around the foot and the knee. And maybe from the baby cradle position, you rock it a little bit more crazy a couple of rounds. Back to stillness in the center. Keep the hug. Right leg muscularly reaches up to sky. And when you're ready for our 5 cycles, slow inhale to drop leg down, hovering above the ground. Slow exhale to lift back up. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Leave the left ankle to that right thigh. Hands try to grab onto any spot of the right leg that you can grip so that we've got right hamstring and left hip. As hands release, right foot goes to ground, both knees tilt over to the left. Still feel this heart space spreading open, solid chest on the ground. Knees rise back up to tilt all the way over to the right. Knees rising back up. Happy baby. Both hands reach to both feet. You can have rocking, you can have stillness. Give it a couple of breaths. And then ultimately, let's release. We'll rock up, getting the feet planted, hug around the shins, round the shoulder blades back to spread that area in between shoulder blades with heart. Imagine you're breathing light or hope into that spot, right in between shoulder blades. And to rise up, we don't rush out of that back stretch, so slowly let your spine grow back up tall. Once you're back upright, release the hands so the knees can take cobbler. We'll take fingertips behind us. The idea is trying to let the shoulder space feel like they're rolling open. So now we're kind of trying to squeeze shoulder blades together. The exact opposite of what we're doing. Heart continues to go forward. Maybe chin lifts a little. Breathe into this part of the heart space. More inhale. Good. Exhale. As we start to grab onto the ankles, keep the spine tall as we start to tilt forward toward the forward fold version of the cobbler. Just note, this is a good way to kind of learn about our body. How far forward can we tilt today from that really straight spine? If you'd like to stay straight, that's beautiful to play with some days. Or if you know at the very end you'd like to relax back forward, that's also beautiful. Your choice. Starting to roll back up. We're going to see if our left hand can grab the outside of the right foot and then allow the leg to be pretty straight. If the straightening part is not happening, you can slip down further down to the calf or ankle, whatever spot does work. If it takes effort to use your hands supporting you behind, you don't have to do the next option. But if it feels okay, what you'll do is take your right hand forward, circle it up, and as it goes back, keep on rotating the thumb back and open so the shoulder is rotating open. Good, and then return the arm all the way back up. Side go forward. Another time just like that. Going back and return. And this third time, stay open just a little bit longer. Pull the heart space open. Feel that nice twist through the belly. Good. Turn the arm forward. Right hand to the floor to help you support that gentle release of the leg, that right leg to the ground, and just continue to tilt forward, or getting closer to that right leg. Rising up, we'll switch the legs out. So right hand slide in comfortably. Right hand to outside of left foot or slip a little bit further down. I like to take the leg a little bit across midline, by the way. That gets me into the IT down just a little bit more. So that feels good. Maybe left hand circles up. Keep the shoulder rotating open as you're in the twist. And return. Another one, just the full circle like that, back, and lift back up. And this time stay just a little bit longer, getting the thumb to pull open, getting the shoulders to open, chest to open. One more inhale. Exhale, return. Left hand to the floor to support the lowering of the leg down. And then just continue to relax the spine all the way to left. Spine up, both legs together, trying to come in front of us. They can be bent, that's fine. Straighter is only if you can easily stay up. From here, start to see how far forward you can tilt with both legs forward. So it's kind of like that cobbler that we were playing with. See how straight you can get, how far forward that angle is. One more breath from that angle. Inhale, and exhale, release over both legs. Good. Start to ease up. Both knees will swivel underneath our body. Sit on the feet for just a moment so that we can take the fingertips far behind us. And then from there, the heart goes forward and through. Maybe the chin lifts if that's comfortable. Feel that really good arch open to the heart. One more deep cycle of breath. Good. Come forward to release onto hands and knees. And from here, take your right arm up to sky. Feel it stretch and feel open. And then thread the right shoulder all the way down to the ground. Left hand could come around low back, or it could stretch up to the top of the mat, your preference. Feel either the twist happening, or feel the shoulders opening. Depending on your spot that you can envision today. The left hand will slide in front of the face, press into it. Once we're back to kneeling, let's take a nice slow cat, arching the spine up to the sky. And then a slow cow, drop the belly. Good, back to neutral, left hand up to the sky, feel the chest open, and thread it through. Same option, let the right hand do whatever the left hand did before. More breath. And right hand plant in front of the face. Once we're up, take a cat. And a cow. And let's take a camel pose. So we're coming up nice and high. Our hands are on our hips. You could stay in the easy variation. So hips start to push forward, arch the heart up. Maybe neck comes back if that's comfortable. If anybody feels safe and supported to drop hands to heels, you can, but you don't have to. That support of the spine is also a beautiful option. So wherever you're at, let's flow 2 deep breath cycles. Chin into chest, hands back to the low back if you put it down, and then circle back into child pose. Make sure to find a spot where the forehead can comfortably be down, so if you need to go a bit wider, that's fine. And we'll rock the head a little bit left and right on the forehead area. Maybe some of us envision hope in the thoughts, so maybe it's more in this forehead area. So rocking head left and right, let some of those calming acupressure points be activated. You can stay here a bit longer, or at any point that you feel ready, you're welcome to come up to downward facing dog. Movements that feel like they're helpful, you're welcome to take any of those. At some point, when you feel good, we'll walk our way up toward the top of the mat. For this first one, let's slide our hands up the shins to whatever height allows us to have that straight spine again. It'll be slightly different for some of us, slightly higher, maybe slightly lower. But just notice how this really straight spine grabs the hamstrings and kind of pulls them just a bit longer. Just one more inhale right here. Exhale. Bend the knees, circle the arms up. Good, hands to heart. We'll take the big toes close, heels slightly separated. We'll start to sit back into fierce pose. Arms sweep right up by our ears. So from here, right hand circles up to side, starts to travel back, pause right behind you. Keep that shoulder and that thumb rotating open. And return that right hand just how it goes. Left hand up, to go back. Good, up to go forward. In one cycle, both arms up. And put chest opening, heart opening. Good, return forward. And drop hands to floor. If there's space to try to straighten knees, let the knees go a little bit longer. Good. Inhale, half lift to that straight spine. Exhale, fingers to floor. Just right foot lunges to the back of the mat and lower the knee down. And start trying to seek forward as deep as possible. A couple of breaths with hands on the floor. Can stay here, or if the balance is okay, continue to walk hands up to the side, keep sinking hips forward. And if this balance still feels okay, take the forearms to touch in front of you, elbows bent at 90-degree angles. Then with inhale, huge open of the elbows to cactus arms. Exhale, forearms to touch. 2 more like that. Circle arms, free flip to side. Fingers to the floor, shift the hips over the back knee, front leg straightens. It's putting it forward if you need to. Drop the heart all the way down as close to the thigh as it gets. Allow a little bit of engagement through that left quad. So the knee lifts up just a little bit. That slight contraction of quad allows hamstring to go even longer. Good. So this left leg slides back behind us. This can either be kneeling plank or lifting the knees up full plank. Lower ourselves all the way down, belly to the earth. And then slide the hands out about as wide as you can, but with elbows still able to bend upward just a little bit. With the fingers. So from here, 3 times with an inhale. This is mostly back muscles. With a little bit of help with the fingers to lift up. Exhale back down. 2 more like that. Inhale, mostly back muscles. Exhale down. 1 more. Good. Slide the hands in underneath us. Either shift back to child pose or up to downward facing dog. Start to work our feet up to the top of the mat. Already have big toes closer, heels slightly separated. Sitting the hips back like we're going into a chair. Sweep the arms up at the ears. Right arm goes up and back. Pull the chest open. And return. Left arm up and back. Turn. Both arms open. Pause for an extra breath in. Exhale, return. Drop fingers to the floor. Let the legs try to straighten. Inhale, find that half lift flat. Exhale, hands down. Left foot slides all the way to the back. Start to drop the knee down. Couple of breaths, just sinking hips forward. Maybe working hands to thigh if the balance is there. You're still okay, forearms together. Inhale, 3. Exhale, squeeze it. Inhale, 2, heart space, hold. Exhale, back space, hold. 1. Sweep arms up to sky. Shift hips back, straight front leg, hands to the floor. Continue to drop heart down. Engage the quad just a little bit, allowing leg to be really straight, hamstring really long. Swinging this right leg back, plank or kneeling plank. Lower belly down. This time those tented fingers are just a little bit wider than the mat. You can use a little bit more of the arm strength to lift higher, but again, mostly back. So inhale, engage those back muscles to lift. Exhale down. And 2 more like that. Good. Shifting to child pose or down dog. Back toward top of mat. Big toes somewhat close, toes somewhat separated. Sitting hips back, sweep arms up, pierce. Straight to both arms. Circle arms open. Exhale, return. 2. And 1. Pause just a little longer, tailbone scooping under just to help protect that low back. It feels good. Or inhale. Exhale. Straighten the legs, arch the back. And hands to heart. Take the right elbow under the left. Do a little bit of freedom just for the shoulder tightness or maybe neck tightness, rocking head around. Or there's a nice thing you can do if your shoulder blade area is tight. You just push the elbows forward and then around the upper back backward. That creates tons of space in that spot. Good. So spine back upright. Sit the hips back. Either stay in fierce or maybe right thigh tries to do the wrap for eagle. And then as we open arms and legs, keep the chest space spiraling open like you're on the floor. Kick back, warrior 3. Flying like an airplane. And softly on just the toes. Good. So right hand comes to that left side. This left arm continues to rotate the thumb open back, shoulder opening. If anybody is in the spot of bringing that right elbow down to the left thigh, that is another variation you can take. If the hands are in prayer position like this, push the top hand down. That helps the chest spiral. Good. One more inhale. It's all good. Okay, exhale, back heel down, unwind, arms sweep up. Forearms together in front of us, cactus arms, inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. 2, 1. Good. And then straightening the front leg, maybe even shortening stance a little bit so hips are definitely squared forward. We'll take a nice pyramid pose. Let's go just to the point where the spine is straight at first. So at some point you'll start to walk hands down maybe to the side, maybe to shin or blocks. Go down just to that spot where you're still really straight with the spine. From that straightness, we're going to try to take a twist. So the twist initiates at the hips, the right hip drops down a little bit, left hip lifts up a little bit. Spine is still straight, so then left arm. Good. When the hand starts to lower down, feel free to let the spine take that easy rounded shape. Always deep as you want to go here. And slide the right toes up next to the left toes, toes slightly closer, toes slightly separated. Sit back into the chair, swing the arms up fierce. 3 circles, inhale back. Exhale, return. 2, 1. Good. Straighten the legs, maybe a slight arch back. Heart. Left elbow under. A little bit of freedom, maybe twisting. Maybe it's the neck. Or maybe it's that shoulder blade spot. Upper back rounding back, elbows going forward. Back to the spine upright, set the hips back. That little tailbone tuck under, it's nice and fit for the low back. Either stay or left thigh tries to wrap. Hold up the arms and legs spread open, heart opening itself forward, airplane. Up the left toes. Twist, the left hand goes to the thigh, this right arm is spreading open, or you can slip down to the elbow. Back foot goes down, sweep the arms up to the spine, forearms to touch. Times cactus, inhale, exhale. 2, Good. Front leg straightens, maybe short stance a little bit. Maybe hands to hips as we start to bend forward. Walking to thigh or shin. The first spot of the straight spine, wherever that angle is. Try to go for the twist. So left hand hip drops down a little bit, right hip hikes a little bit. So the spine, trying to rotate, right shoulder open, shoulders down as much as possible. Good. As the hand drops down, hands can go as deep as they wish to go. Just release. Find the grip this time is fine. That front leg trying to go straight, a little bit of quadricep engagement. And slide the left foot up to the right. Lift the spine up to the half lift point. Inhale. Exhale. Hands plant down to the floor. Step or jump back to plank or kneeling plank. Lower belly to floor. Good. So this time, we're either going to open the arms out to each side, and with our inhales, we rotate shoulders and thumbs open. Exhales lower. That's option one. If you have the ability to reach each hand for each foot, option two would be inhale, rising up. Exhale, lowering down. The rise comes from kicking feet into hands. So whichever variation you're going for, let's go for 5. Inhales. Exhales. 4. 3. 2. 1. Beautiful. Release. Take it back to child for a moment. Maybe the forehead rocking a little bit left and right. Stay or go to downward facing dog. Transition to pigeon, so that can go from kneeling, or if you're in the down dog, swing the right foot up to sky. Right knee under and through. Back leg scoots back, and before we drop down, tend the fingers just a little wider than the mat. Lower the chest partway down. Then take the right shoulder forward, lowering it down a little bit. Left shoulder. One more time each. That last one, feel free to relax all the way down, normal sleeping pigeon. Just a little bit longer. Try to fill the muscles that are resisting this. Try to breathe hope and space and light. into those areas too. One last inhale. Exhale. Plant our hands. Come to your recovery pose, kneeling or down dog. Shift hips around a little bit. Whenever you're ready to transition left leg through, go ahead and take that. Remember to take the 2 cycles of shoulder twists before we drop down. And the areas in your body where you tend to hold peace. Breathe into that spot a couple of extra breaths. Increasing the hope, increasing the light. More inhale. Exhale. Work our way up to hands. Take our recovery. Easy transition, a couple of breaths. We'll go down to seated one more time together. We'll send out both legs in front of us. They could be bent, they could be straight. From here, lift your spine up. Just see how far forward you can tilt that nice straight spine. One more breath with this chest open, full of hope. Nice exhale to start to release. Prepare if there's last stretches you wish to do, maybe seated on the ground or maybe laying on your back. This is a beautiful time to return back to any of those things that would give your body a beautiful gift. natural for some of us to get ready for that Shavasana sooner, some of us later. If it feels helpful for your body, when you're ready for your Shavasana, perhaps bring your hands back to the spot where you envision hope to life. Perhaps breathe a couple of good rounds of breath in that spot to at least kick off our Shavasana. Full of hope, full of light. Take into deep inhales exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Stretching out in a way that feels good. Eventually taking a nice fetal position off to one side. Doing just a few more breaths, 2 or 3, until sooner or later you feel ready to rise. Whenever we're up, join the hands together in front of the heart. Take one more deep breath to your area of hope. Nice exhale, you're full. So as we head forward, we realize never do we have a perfect day, but we can always have hope for a brighter day. In the coming days, in the coming weeks, in the coming years, we can have hope that people will continue to heal themselves. Humanity will continue to evolve, continue to turn toward a species that eventually maybe we wouldn't even be able to imagine because they're so far beyond where we are currently. So with this hope for the future, hope for humanity, or even just hope for ourselves to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together today with the sound of O. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.